Picture this person in your head. They're on social media like everybody else is. They go to work or go to school like everybody else. They're somewhat productive in their day. They keep a reasonably tidy house. But every now and again, there's this pull to their precious. They can't help but to pick it up. They can't help but to scroll, or what we like to call doom scroll. And then they start feeling really yuck after scrolling for about 15 minutes. They put the precious back down again. They're off doing something else, and then there's that pull again. They might come across something they like on social media, but then flick between different reels every 5 seconds, every 2 seconds, and then they put the precious back down again for another 5 minutes. We all know somebody like that in our lives, and we come across these people. We are these people. You personally may not experience this to such an extreme, but those who do, we like to call this TikTok brain. Both content creators and consumers may suffer from this said TikTok brain. I'm old enough to remember back in the old days when we'd have 20-minute long videos and they could have been on anything you wanted it to be. And everyone expressed that niche in totally different ways. It could have been as simple as a 720p video off the laptop in your bedroom, or a very high quality, high production, cinematic masterpiece. And nowadays, according to our own attention spans, videos are now just 5 seconds long. But it's not only our short attention spans that make this new way of creating incredibly stifling, but it's the way that the algorithms are set. Today we're going to take a look at TikTok brain and the way that as content creators and consumers we're affected by it, whether that is being creatively affected or affected in a way where we consume content that lasts more than 5 seconds. Let's see how long you can stay on this video. TikTok brain is a term used to describe the mindset or behavior patterns associated with spending a lot of time on the TikTok app. It can refer to the tendency to consume short, attention-grabbing content in a quick succession, potentially leading to decreased attention spans or increased desire for instant gratification. It may also involve adopting trends, phrases, or behaviors popularized on the platform. And this has bled into other platforms such as YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook, where we now have reels and shorts. If we're teaching our brains instant gratification, what does that mean going forward in terms of how we socially interact with others or how we go about our lives? What does that mean for our mental health? The constant scrolling and short attention spans cultivated by TikTok and such other platforms could spill over into other areas, affecting people's ability to focus on longer form content or tasks that require sustained attention. It could also mean an erosion of critical thinking. Every time you see a video pop up where something may be explained as fact, much of the time people do take that at face value and not question it. Consumers get accustomed to this bite-sized, sensationalized information because it's not going to be at the forefront of the algorithm if it's not sensationalized. Platforms such as TikTok also normalize instant gratification. TikTok's instant feedback loop, where likes and views are readily available, may reinforce a desire for immediate gratification in other aspects of life. This could lead to a lack of patience or perseverance when faced with challenges that require sustained effort or delayed rewards. And of course, an impact on our creativity, especially as content creators. The homogenization of content and emphasis on conformity to trends on TikTok could stifle creativity and innovation in broader society. If people become accustomed to consuming and creating content within narrow confines, there may be less room for originality and experimentation in other creative fields. So the question is, why do platforms such as TikTok have such a negative consequence on our brain? The way that these social media algorithms are set up is to have you come back, consume content, and essentially get you addicted to this dopamine loop, because that's the way they make their money. As a result, users spend far more time on these platforms than they actually realize. Now, on the flip side of the consumer, the content creator is negatively affected by it as well. These platforms lead to content creators becoming very homogenized in the way that they create content. It discourages creativity and experimentation because you wind up being penalized if you do something out of the box. Because there is an algorithm bias, only creators who follow certain trends wind up being rewarded for it. They hit a wider audience, they're more likely to get the clicks and the likes, which of course create dopamine. So as a result, creators wind up being pigeonholed into one mode of creating. It makes creating content very difficult when there is only one way to create it. And when you do want to experiment and be creative with your content, you get penalized for it. Is this something that you can relate to as a content creator? Are you on TikTok? I have like one thing on TikTok, but I don't primarily use it, at least for my personal stuff. I do, however, use it for my work, and it does get a little bit tedious trying to keep up with what the algorithm likes. And obviously the aim is to be engaging and to get people to see your profile. We're a business, but it does leave me with a social media hangover, and that is part of the reason why I'm wanting to come back to YouTube and do these old platforms, because I really value quality over quantity, over consuming so much. Let me know how social media has affected you in your daily functioning. Do you find that you do reach for the phone every 15 minutes just because it's there? As content creators, do you feel creatively stifled by these short form videos, especially the ones that are on TikTok? Anyway, I hope you guys have a good day, night, morning, evening, wherever you are in the world, and I'll see you guys all again for the next video.